And here we are
There you
live.
go.
Here we are live without any introduction. Dun, 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 dun,
Welcome to the off night. I'm here on time.
Well, hello, folks. How you doing today? Yes, we got our show is just about to start off, and we got everybody here to talk to you about it. So around the room, we're going to talk about it, and then basically it's the off night, folks. And these are the people you're going to be talking to. So without any further ado, let's talk to your host and MC, Mr. Mark Sweetman.
Yay, Mark!
That's me. That's me. Everybody, did you see what show number it is? It's show number 313. I think we should do a Detroit show. I don't know.
Yeah.
How you thought about it?
That's why this is happening. There we go.
Toast to 313.
Show 313. So
My improv.
anyway,
313. There we go.
oh, there you go. It's Monday, the 11th of May, 2026. Here, why don't we do this poem? So she's here for the first time in about, what, 8 weeks or so?
All the way from London to do her poem. Please welcome.
All the way from London. That's right.
Susan.
All right, here's your poem news events
The
this week.
poetess.
All right. Indonesian volcano began erupting on Friday. The 2 missing hikers' bodies were found on Sunday. Possible negligence by tourism operators, officials say. Does Trump still want Iran turned into a modern Pompeii? China cooperates with Iran. Should we dismay? Trump heads to China this week for his negotiators' sachet. More hantavirus news we heard today. It's all fine, Kennedy Jr. was heard to say. Symptomatic passengers moved. OMG, hey! Transferred to Nebraska. Maybe we should all pray? Correspondence dinner shooter case now underway. Not guilty, pled in court, and defense will portray. When on April 25th, taken down on the parquet. The 5th month of the year is almost halfway. Today, dear friends, is the 11th of May. That's your poem.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
All right, anybody not hear of any of these stories?
I hadn't heard about the Indonesian volcano, which, as you know, was my dancer name in the mid-'90s.
You have so many dancer names. It's unbelievable.
I kept getting fired. I have to. What, you think they're giving the cable away?
Yeah, there you go.
Well, there's a hiking trail apparently that's very popular, but the volcano
Not anymore.
was predicted to the volcano was predicted to explode, and there were tons and tons of warnings, but people were still hiking it, and sadly I believe 3 people lost their lives.
Oh, that's sad.
But they found 2 missing bodies yesterday that they didn't find right away.
I'd like to point out those were not found near my house or underneath the crawl space.
Thank you.
Indonesia volcano.
Thank you for
Did you
clearing
like
that
my
up.
little reference to the ancient eruption of Pompeii?
So I must hear you've mentioned that we brought up the T-shirt. So was this where the flute solo came from? Where
Yes, we did all British music. It was
okay.
British invasion music.
Okay.
In our concert a week ago Sunday. You should have been there.
Oh dear.
We started with a Beatles song, and I had a flute solo.
There you go.
I was amazing.
She was. She did
I jazzed it up a little bit.
She had the flute part in Moody Blues, Nights in White Satin.
Yeah. Well, again, you're doing Ray Thomas, and hats off, because that's one of those pieces of music that the people who are there, they all know it, right? I mean, we all know the flute solo from beginning to end. So I mean, that's okay. to step in there and take that. It's not like I could go up there with my kazoo and pull it off.
I'm gonna do. Yeah, not. Yeah, that is just That is just a sound I want to hear. Nice and white satin flute solo
On
on the
kazoo.
kazoo. I'm gonna
Tell
pull
you
that
what.
off.
I'll tell you what, that reminds me, in August, out in, I believe it's Clarkston, Michigan, I will be participating with my piccolo uniforms too. No, we're trying to break the Guinness World Record for number of piccolo players playing one song. So it's
Gonna have a
Sunday
t-shirt
in
for that
August.
too?
Pardon me?
Are you gonna have a t-shirt for that
Yes,
too?
there is a t-shirt for that. I did splurge and buy the t-shirt, which I
right.
will get on the day of the concert because they have no way logistically to pass it out to people all over Southeast and Greater Michigan that will be coming to bring their piccolos and play. So
I hear the
we're
VIP
advised to
sales.
bring our piccolo, our music, and our earplugs.
I hear the VIP sales are not going so well because it was a few extra $100 to get to meet the piccolo players backstage, but there are no famous piccolo players, so nobody's buying those tickets.
Well, not unless you're out on Saugatuck, but never mind that. That's
Well,
a different...
if you know any piccolo
Oh, that's how
players,
that's
invite
pronounced.
them to come and play, and we're gonna break the world record. Won't that be fun? You know, if I had to drive another state over, I don't think I'd participate. But since, you know, I only have to drive a half an hour, I'm going to do it. It's a Sunday I have available, and I have the music already. And if you missed my performance last week, next week I am in a flute quartet at Ward Church, 9 a.m. service.
Well,
But you have to be there. You have to be there at 8:55 because we're Presbyterian. We start before. We start 5 minutes early.
Oh dear.
All right, is there anything? Now that we got the poem out of the way, I'm looking through it here. Is there anything that we need to resolve in this poem right now on this show? Because we do those things here. We resolve
the poem
here.
Once
we can't
again,
really do anything.
Go through what was
really
in the poem. One more time. What are the highlights of the poem?
Well,
okay. Indonesian volcano.
Yep.
Trump
to China.
Trump's going to China.
Yeah.
Trump and Iran.
Hentavirus.
We talked about that last week. So it's still in the news.
You were ahead of the news story cycle on that.
Way ahead of the curve.
That's right.
Way ahead of the curve. As always.
Let's see. The symptomatic passengers are transferred to Nebraska. The correspondence dinner shooter pleaded not guilty. That's going to happen, you know. Yeah. What I don't understand is how many years do we have to have innocent until proven guilty to have people stop just going nuts? People that weren't there that are upset because he pleaded not guilty.
Allegedly, he didn't even pull the trigger. And
you have to prove guilt.
Yeah. Speaking of people not there, people that were there that have been assigned to the case have a conflict of interest because they are allegedly potential victims. They should not be handling the case in any capacity. Yeah. And so that's going on right now. So that's a big deal.
So this is the no proof, no evidence, whatever, but his parents sent information to the FBI that he was going to be there, and they usually search the hotel. His parents were worried about him.
Yeah,
well, good for them.
Usually search the hotel for somebody who's going to be there. So it's like, how do they not know he was there?
Well, did you see what happened to the parents? I mean, by the way, I'm not saying this is necessarily a good thing, but I think it was somewhat expected. They descended upon his house, his parents' house. Like Sherman took Atlanta. I mean, there was, and they didn't do anything wrong.
No,
he did. He probably
why does
did.
Everybody
he's not a minor. So
what I'm
now
saying is, I kind of agree with you, Susan. I don't think the guy did the shots. I think he
didn't. He didn't. Apparently, the shots were not fired by him.
Let's go back to
there were shots, but it will all come out in court. Speaking of shots.
Yeah, there you go.
We gotta go back to the parents. We gotta go back to the parents here because wait a minute. So somebody who allegedly, right?
Yeah.
left his home in California with 3 guns and some knives.
Yeah.
And shot up a ballroom.
Yeah.
And people are going to go to the parents' house where this man lived, where these guns came from.
Well, I mean, law enforcement descended upon that thing.
Oh, law enforcement.
Law enforcement.
Oh,
this is not a kid, though.
I mean,
The guy's like in his mid-30s.
There's going to have to be a thorough search, but I mean, quite literally, I mean, dozens of law enforcement people, including.
What else could they have done?
Showed up in like with the urban assault vehicle that the police love to roll out and whatnot, and kick down. Well, you guys are parents, you have kids. I mean, God forbid one does something.
Well, he's
God
an
forbid.
adult. So.
I have accepted the fact. I have accepted the fact that law enforcement are very uncomfortable with their width and girth. So I really do expect them to show up with a full artillery.
And they do.
But the thing is, when they showed up, it's not like they knew what was going on, did they?
No, but by the same token, has this guy really demonstrated? It's not like he said, "Oh, and by the way, you know, I mean, there's a dozen bombs that I left." Like the guy who shot up the theater out in Colorado about a dozen years ago, who really did booby trap his apartments and all that. And by the way, we couldn't be bothered to give him the death penalty, and if anyone deserves it, he certainly does. He should have been.
Didn't he get shot? They didn't.
Sadly, no. Oh no, he's quite alive. He's having a good old time.
Are we talking about the Las Vegas killer?
No. We're talking about the guy in Colorado Aurora Theater. Black Knight.
Was that about 10 years ago?
James Norton is. I hate even saying his name. I mean, he's a clear-cut case of why mental illness does not get treated properly or given the proper sort of respect that it should. He should have been behind bars before that ever happened. But
we don't have childcare. We don't have help for mental health. We don't have help for people that need medical treatment for their physical ailments.
But Susan,
we don't have food for SNAP benefits.
We have giant carrier groups with carriers that are little more than nuclear barges that cost $14 to $20 billion a piece, with airplanes that cost $1 billion a piece, and not to mention all kinds of we're armed to the freaking teeth. So don't worry about a thing. It's
and
all
now
fine.
No taxpayer money on the ballroom, but we're gonna probably have to foot the bill for a stupid ballroom. Because what has gun violence more than a ballroom?
Well, there's probably something underneath that. In all seriousness, there's probably something underneath that ballroom.
Wait until you hear that we have to suck Trump's dick in order to vote. I mean, then.
Well, you say that like it's a bad thing. What? I mean,
did I say it was a bad thing?
Dear leader.
Fearless leader.
I can't wait for the other 3 million
because it's the Republicans that won't do it.
We need the Epstein files completely released. And
I don't recall you being this adamant about it when Biden had them. Epstein was busted 20 years ago. I'm serious.
Yes.
And Bush didn't. I don't recall anyone. I remember when it happened. No one was screaming. And let's not forget that at Epstein Island, it wasn't Donald Trump in a blue dress. It was Bill Clinton in a blue dress.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to know exactly what it is Trump you think he did, because I would argue that, you know what, there's a whole lot less there. It's a huge distraction. I mean, go ahead, root around all you want. Epstein's dead, and he's dead for a reason. He became
Is he dead, though? There's that conspiracy out there.
He is dead. He's dead. You gonna leave
that
him alive?
Suicide note, I think a judge is just ruling it's
Are
a
you
suicide
gonna
note, but it's not really a suicide note.
I've gotten an argument with a guy at the gym he was a younger dude. He was about 30 something or other. I said that Sirhan killed Robert Kennedy, and he's like, maybe allegedly. It's like, dude, I remember when it happened. I was a kid. I remember the morning of. I remember my mother crying her eyes out. I remember having to go to school because one of the last days of school. I remember the trial. And by the way, Sirhan has a certain sort of incentive to sit there and fudge the truth just a wee bit, because he might maybe want to get out of prison after having been in prison for most of his life. So don't sit there and start telling me about this, that, and the other thing. You know what you were. I remember Rosie Greer, the picture of Rosie Greer being there holding Robert Kennedy's dying, bloodied body. Sirhan being tackled with the gun in his hand. Now,
well, everybody loves a good conspiracy theory.
but at a
and,
certain
you
point,
know,
this becomes
right,
corrosive.
Right. They're very rarely very accurate. They may have one grain of truth, but I think that the Seinfeld episode was so good where they sort of did the reference to the Kennedy assassination. And
Yeah.
There
Grassy
was
Knoll.
that was
Remember
one
that?
there was one dangerous noogie. The noogie would hit them, then it's the spit hit him, then it bounced off him and hit him. That's one very active spittle.
I mean, the 9/11 was an inside job. I mean, first off, if that were true, then why isn't Bush still president? Why didn't that retard son of theirs, Jeb Bush, end up taking over after W cycled?
Nobody voted for Jeb Bush. That's why.
Well, if you're gonna engage in some giant conspiracy, voting becomes almost a minor obstacle.
No, I do not know. I do not know how President Obama got a hold of my theory on conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I heard it from him, but he repeated it in his interview with Stephen Colbert this week.
Which is a great interview, by the way. You should watch that episode if you haven't seen it.
I'll stop talking.
Go ahead, Mark. What were you saying about the theory?
No, my theory is always that you cannot have a conspiracy theory. Because for some of these conspiracies to take place, at least a dozen people would have to keep their mouths shut. Or
exactly.
Die.
Right.
Yes. And how would Obama become president after Bush if this is a Bush play for power?
Exactly.
Right.
Well, and he was talking about the alien information.
Yeah.
And he wasn't talking about anything other than that. But to me, it holds for every conspiracy theory, and that is you can't have more than 4 people in on the conspiracy because you can't keep that many people. You can't keep 5 people from talking.
No, you can't.
One of them's gonna blow their mouth off.
But also, Obama
said, they're going to try to get laid. Something's going to happen.
If there were aliens, he would like to be an emissary. That he'd be pretty good at that. And I agree. I think Obama would make a good emissary to speak with the take me to your leader guy.
All of us are bitter. I believe that you are very hard on people that you know. I don't want to be invaded by the empire. And would you please turn around? Okay.
Well, as I've said, when they come to kidnap me out there
pretty
at the
good
test range,
my
response is going to be,
I also love the Saturday Night Live skits that they have done several of those. Well, that's not my experience with the aliens.
Kate McKinnon. Yeah, she's very funny on those.
Let us not forget that Hillary Clinton has been dogged for years with the whole Hillary Clinton kill list. And the number of bodies on Hillary that this and that, and you can't tell me that might not have affected her election or the vote back in 2016. And
I'm sure
her vote is that she messed with Bernie Sanders.
Well, there's a plethora of reasons, but I mean, but then again, like I say, these things can eventually have real impact.
Do I really want to live in a country where somebody voted for a candidate because they thought they weren't a murderer? I mean,
Well, or they
I don't even want to live in
this
country. I don't even want to live in this country anymore.
Or that it was all Mossad. And if it is Mossad, it's like, hats off to Mossad. You've managed to take a country 1/11 the size of the state of Michigan, and now you run the whole world. Heck, I'm on your team, man. Where do I sign up?
I think the biggest takeaway from Trump being president is that we have a very misogynistic society
now. Compared to what?
Because you just can't elect a female. Not in America. We are anti-women in leadership.
Well, Susan, I mean, I can show you the pictures from Saudi Arabia where women are beheaded in the street for practicing witchcraft. And I'm
not saying that America is the worst place, but women didn't have the right to vote until many, many decades after Black men, and that's a tragedy too.
But it's been over 100 years now.
it's a very patriarchal society in America.
I mean, got to remember, even white men necessarily did not have the right to vote. I mean, it was property
They'd be
owners,
landowners, that
and
sort
then
of
this
thing.
and that, and it was an evolutionary process. In Great Britain, your average white guy didn't get to vote until about the 1920s as well, because again, there was still sort of a caste system that was in place. I mean, again, we have not managed to engineer Shangri-La just yet, with the possible exception of the playroom in the basement. But let's not go into that right now while I'm, on the internet.
No, I hear you. The caste system is also a horrible
the
thing.
class, well, the class, or whatever.
Here's my theory on human beings. The cream always rises to the top.
Yeah.
So whether you're put down by society, or you're in the caste system, or your gender puts you down, the people who are the cream are going to rise to the top, and nothing can stop that. So if you're the best of the best, you will succeed.
I'd like to think so. I would,
The cream always rises to the top.
Unfortunately, I've been slogging my way through various less than wonderful parts of the 20th century, and yeah, I mean, there's usually some kind of a hopeful ending, but getting there is not particularly. The last 100 years have had their ups and downs. I mean, it's.
Mark, are you rebooting the internet?
I think he's
I know
coming back.
It's been a weird last 100 years, but I really honestly would. I'm so happy I'm living during this century.
Yeah. I think we're better off. I think we all are better off.
Yes. And honestly, on the positive side, of the Trump invading Iran, I think there's a great positive side. And I'll tell you this. It's going to be great things for global warming and eliminating global warming. And China is already on top of it. They've got the windmills. They've got the solar panels. They've got the electric cars. They're selling them all over the place.
Speaking of,
it's amazing.
Back to the poem, one of the side effects of the volcano is it managed to take the methane out of our atmosphere.
There we go.
It did. It actually cleaned the methane out of our atmosphere.
Very cool.
I'm not a scientist. I can't explain that, but that's
I mean, it's like, I mean, China, the BYD.
all those farts up there.
Sending electric cars all over the place, and it's
you say that you're not a scientist. I just want to do the Woody Allen thing where I pull Marshall McLuhan into the frame and have him explain that, no, you're missing my point entirely. You have no idea what I was. You have to admit that Annie Hall, that, and again, to go off the table, him having dinner with Annie Hall's parents when he's complimenting them on the Sunday ham.
It's very good ham.
The Christopher Walken cab driver.
The Christopher, that's one of
ham.
That's one of film history's greatest shots. Was
Yes.
the pan shot from Annie Hall driving, Elvie Singer in the middle. Or no, it's Annie Hall's on the passenger side.
Yeah.
I can't remember they just do that slow pan, and then they get to Christopher Walken. That's one of the best film shots in film history.
Oh my God!
More cowbell.
We had it good, folks.
Yeah.
We had it good.
That was one of my favorite shows. Is doing that shot. More cowbells.
I mean, now they would have some CGI.
Oh, it's very pretty. Okay.
I mean, would modern kids, would these kids today, to go all Scooby-Doo villain, you kids, you would have never had Christopher Walken driving a cab. You don't know what you're doing. We did, man. We were lucky. We were damn lucky in that regard. Or Martin Landau is the villain who gets away with it in Crimes and Misdemeanors, or
all
kinds of Bill.
How about radio days where where they're at a radio show where they call somebody's home for a prize.
Yes.
You remember Radio Days?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
The family was at the radio show, and they called their home, so they're not home to answer it, but the home is being robbed, and the robbers answer the question properly. And so the prize, 3 days later, there's furniture, a whole house full of furniture being delivered, and it was worth more than what the robbers had stolen from their house.
My favorite part of Radio Days.
That's a film I need to see again.
Yes.
And
Was
and
it-
Sleeper, Mark. I want to see Sleeper again.
Yes. Yes. Boy, they built these things well when he fires
Yeah.
up the VW.
Wow, they really made these things.
He predicted VWs would be around.
It's like
Or how about Bananas, where the dictator declares we will now wear underwear on the
On
outside?
the outside.
by the end of it. He went a little crazy after he got power.
Help!
Which show was it? They had the kids and they said, "What are they doing now?" The kids stand up and go, "I was once into crystal, now I'm into heroin."
That was Annie Hall.
Annie
That
Hall,
was Annie,
yeah.
that was Annie Hall. Yeah.
God, how much does this stuff cost? Oh, about $2,000 an ounce. And you know, when then he sneezes, I mean, it's every sort of 70s trope represented to us, and you know, and wonderful. By the way, is this the weekend that we lost Sam, or is that next week?
May 1st was the anniversary.
Oh, last weekend. Okay, all right,
Yeah.
last week. So again, Sam, if you're listening,
hear
we're thinking of you, and we know you'd be chiming in. First off, with your patented Sam version of Trump hate and your encyclopedic knowledge of Woody Allen movies. So
Yes.
we would have had both.
And
so,
his funny stories.
yes. So
We
again,
miss Sam.
yeah,
Sam, we miss you very
Yeah.
much.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting into a book by Robert Caro on a guy who I'd never heard of until recently, named Robert Moses, and this was the guy who like built New York City.
The power broker.
Yeah. And I can only imagine what Sam would have to say about this dude, because he'd either love him or hate him or both. You know, because this guy was like, he was like Tammany Hall on steroids and whatnot, and it just, but he did amazing things. But he
What I appreciated about Sam is he grew up in Washington, D.C.
Yep.
Became a New Yorker, but never
Yep.
gave up his Washington teams.
Nope. He loved his Redskins.
His Bullets.
Yep.
His even the Nationals, which were from Montreal. I mean, his Senators. His first Senators moved to Minnesota, became the Twins. His second Senators moved to Texas, became the Rangers.
When did that happen?
I
vaguely remember it.
The Senators that became the Twins moved in 1961.
Okay, I didn't remember that one.
And the Senators that became the Rangers, I think, moved in 1971.
Okay, all right.
Neither one of those teams had won a World Series as a Washington team, but they both won as Minnesota and Texas. So
yeah, and I was happy that Sam got to hear that RFK Stadium was going to be refurbished, and repurposed. You know, so I think he would have appreciated that. Where is Sam? Have you ever figured out where they have laid him to rest? I mean,
I was gonna say he's with St. Peter, but go ahead.
Well, in which case he's telling the St. Peter what to do and how to do it and what's wrong. And you guys have had thousands of years and you still haven't gotten this right. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, I don't know
I think the Jews just call him Peter.
I don't know where his internment is, but yeah, Mark, we should check that out on our trip to New York. That's what we can do on our extra day.
He's sitting there talking with Judy Tenuta, saying, "Yeah, that dude really was an asshole. My God." You know. Oh man, yeah. It's. I don't know. I mean, yeah. It's sad that they're gone. It's a good thing that we got to know them while they were here. I know it's a terrible cliche, but it's true. You know, I mean, otherwise, how freaking dreary is this whole? I don't see. I don't know. Sorry, I didn't mean to wax poetic. Not trying to bring us down here. You know.
Okay.
Eh,
All right.
Yeah,
that's all right.
A radio program that I like to listen to is goes through the Bible in 5 years, and he's in Genesis talking about Father Abraham, who's the father of the 3 major religions that we have now: Judaism,
well, Judy today
and
is the
Christianity,
father, is the mother
of course,
of Judaism.
but also
Islam.
He had a kid with his slave from Egypt, Hagar, and Islam.
Islam.
Back then things were a little different. You
know what though? Abraham
Everybody begetting and begotten.
We talk about famous people. Abraham must be the most famous human ever in
he's
the
up there.
Existence of humanity. Everyone knows who Abraham was.
But I'm sure Buddha is like, hey, hold on. I got a fan club too,
Yeah, but Abraham is before Buddha.
What's the from Jesus Christ? Buddha, is he where it's at? Is he where you are? Could Muhammad move a mountain, or was that just PR? Yeah.
Well, what is Buddha's like 650 BC or something like that?
Breaker.
What? How far back BC is Buddha? About 650 years or something like that.
Well, we gotta look it up, Mark. Come on, Mark.
Mark.
My guess is something like.
We gotta find out what the beginning of Judea religion is, and also the.
Understanding that Buddhism is an outgrowth of Hinduism, so I would say it's probably about 2,000 years. My guess.
I actually think the Chinese one is older than every one of them. So
well,
maybe.
Maybe,
but then Jesus said, "Before Abraham was, I am."
Everybody, slow down. If you want to go by Google, I've got the answer.
He has an answer.
The historical Buddha, Siddhartha Gautama, lived in northern India and the Nepal region approximately during the 6th to 4th century BC, while traditional dates are often cited as between 563 and 483 BC. Many modern scholars now believe that he lived about a century later, often placing his death about 400 BC.
So I wasn't too far off.
So he died about 200 years before Bill Kennedy was born.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. It's a Detroit show, people. But George Perot did know him. George Perot has pictures. George
Perot knew the Buddha?
Yeah, we're at Buddha's compound.
I remember Bill Kennedy. I know him a long time ago.
Here we are in northern India.
There's another film I was almost in.
Somebody else here. We're talking about going through Canada.
He was born of wealth.
Buddha.
And later renounced his wealth to seek enlightenment, or as Trump would say, he was a loser.
He was a loser.
Loser.
Well, Trump's building all these monuments and things and putting his name on crap and trying to have a legacy.
Just because he's built like the Buddha doesn't mean he's the Buddha.
So how about the Chinese guy? When did the Chinese guy get?
Which Chinese guy are you talking about? Confucius?
Confucius, yeah.
Yeah.
He's older than that.
Hold on.
Confucius wrote.
When was Confucius alive?
The I Ching
wrote things for the cookies we get with our Chinese.
Yeah, he wrote the fortune. He wrote the fortune.
Yes, he wrote the fortune.
He developed a fortune cookie. Yes.
He developed the fortune cookie.
The nice little sayings that fit on a piece of paper.
Wow, the Confucius was around the same time as the Buddha. He lived from 551 to 479 BC.
So they were friends.
They were buds.
Well, I don't know. I imagine if Buddha threw a big party, Confucius was like, that bitch, he didn't invite me.
And then Muhammad was about 600.
600, yeah.
AD.
Yeah.
So he was after Jesus Christ.
Oh, he's the newcomer. Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So how far back does Judaism go?
I don't know,
dude,
but Abraham is probably 2,000-3,000 years before.
Oh man,
Or
this is
more,
great.
more than
what's
that
that?
even.
Uh-oh.
Confucius originally worked as a regional government official and a minister of crime.
You
Who
can
did?
actually put Abraham on a
he was the
timeline.
Sherlock
If
Holmes of
Yeah, I like
Mark,
it.
you
He was
could,
writing mysteries and decided, oh, I'm going to write a philosophy.
you could look up Abraham because we have the written text of the Bible. I believe somebody's put a timeline out there that could tell you roughly where, give or take a couple years, where Abraham
I'll
lived,
ask.
because we have
Abraham
a
is about-
written
When was Abraham
record.
alive?
4,000 years ago.
We're gonna let Google tell us when it was.
Okay, I'm guessing 4,000. That's my guess.
Yeah, they're going to
Well,
So,
which
so
Abraham?
Confucius
Does
and
Google
Buddha
know?
about the same time.
Right.
We're gonna get our Abraham birth date here pretty soon. I wonder if they have the day too, so we can put it on the calendar.
Well, some of the calendars, only go back 150
Yeah.
years.
That
so,
was like
they're messed up.
Abraham was alive roughly between 2166 BC and 1991 BC. So
See, didn't I say a couple thousand years?
about 4,000.
he lived 1,400 years before Confucius and Buddha,
Yeah, before Christ.
who were alive at the same time, according
You
to
could, boy, that's a time before talcum powder, so you really could have some chafing back then.
Oh, it was listening to what I was saying. Google was listening because it says to me, there is no recorded day or month for his birth. And religious test or remember I said maybe they'll have the date too.
That's super creepy.
How old was Homer that wrote Ulysses?
Okay, here we go. How old was the ancient Greek author Homer? What year was the ancient Greek author Homer?
That's gonna be about 3,000 years ago.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
You think he's older? You think Homer's older than Abraham?
No, 1,000 years younger.
No, about that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because Abraham's about 4,000 years ago.
I would say Homer's going to be somewhere around 1100 BC, something in there.
The exact birth and lifespan of the ancient Greek author Homer is entirely unknown. Okay. Because no authentic biographic records exist from his lifetime. Historians cannot definitely state how old he was or when he died.
He may not be
the key information about Homer's dates. Most scholars believe Homer wrote his epics in the late 8th or 7th centuries BC.
Okay, all right.
Remember, we had oral traditions, so those stories were probably told for many generations before Homer actually wrote it down.
Here's
what I can tell you. The Iliad and the Odyssey are the second most recorded book that we have original copies of in writing. And do you know what the most is that we have original copies in writing?
What book? Breckenridge?
No, the Bible.
The Bible, of course.
I would prefer.
So the Iliad and the Odyssey have about 600 and something original written copies.
Yeah. You know, they
I remember, supposedly, the Jesuits down in Brazil kept handing the Bible in English to the Indians and telling them to read it. So there we go.
Well, I can't. It's either.
Welcome to episode 313 of the Off Night. Thank you for that title.
Well, yeah, it was either St. Augustine or Vic Tayback, who's really sort of give us the sort of whole history of the written word.
Vic Tayback.
Yeah.
Kiss my grits.
Although he was great in the gangster episode of Star Trek, the original series, when he plays a gangster. Yeah. Remember that the show Alice comes from the Martin Scorsese movie.
Yeah,
Alice doesn't live here anymore.
Yeah.
The one with Ellen Burstyn.
Ellen Burstyn, I think Chris Christopherson.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one. I never saw that one.
I haven't seen that one. Actually, I
may have seen it now that I think of it.
It's an old one. It's really old.
Yeah,
I've seen it.
I remember seeing it as a kid.
50 years. Yeah. When Bill Kennedy aired it, that's probably when I saw it.
Yeah, there you go. Well,
Bill Kennedy. But Alice doesn't live here anymore. Okay.
Ellen Burstyn in the Last Picture Show, where she plays what's her name's mother. Sybil Shepherd's mother.
Sybil Shepherd.
And she's sort of talking about men and whatever, and she brings, but Mama, you're 40, and goes, well, that's a real twitchy age, honey.
Real twitchy age.
It's a twitchy age. and you know, she's clearly and I don't know, what's his name? Ben Johnson is referring to the woman that he'd come out to the tank and they'd go skinny dipping and dry and whatnot. And he goes, woman like that's always crazy. Being crazy about a woman like that's always the right thing to do. It's the speech that got him the Academy Award. It really is, because he's talking with Timothy Bottoms, and I've always thought that it was JC's mom is the woman that he never names exactly who it is, but you know, I mean, that's what the whole last picture show is about. How all these small towns have all their stories and
is that the one with Jeff
intrigues.
Bridges?
Yeah. Yes. Jeff Bridges,
Yes.
Timothy Bottoms, Sam
I
Bottoms.
gotta watch. I gotta see that one again too, because I've seen it. It's been so long since I saw it.
That's Peter Bogdanovich's first big movie, because he had Targets before that. Then he had Last Picture Show. Then he had Paper Moon, and then pretty much nothing after that. You know, I mean.
Oh, come on! What's up, Doc? Was a great film.
Yes, it was.
Write down all the
We can make
names.
it. I don't think we're gonna make it. Okay.
Write down all the names of these films that you want to see again, and we'll nominate them for the Redford to try and
yeah.
get them to do
Well, what
those
I like,
films.
at least once a year, the Redford Theater tries to bring in a picture where one of the actors in it is still alive, and they bring them in for a question and answer. I think that's a nice.
Well, they did that recently with To Kill a Mockingbird. They brought in the woman who plays
Scout. They brought in the girl who played Scout. Yeah.
I was at the one with Tippi Hedren when they played the Birds.
The Birds. Out in Hollywood, they had the 10 Commandments.
For my birthday, Susan took me to see Napoleon Dynamite when they had 3 stars from that.
Yeah, that was fun, and that was right before the pandemic, so we were able to get out and do something before we were in lockdown.
Okay, you said the magic word, pandemic. What's up with this hantavirus? It's BS, if you ask me.
It's spread by rodents, but this particular strain of it is pretty bad, and
did you ever hear
human contact? So
did you ever
it's
hear
not good.
Did you ever hear the outcome of Gene Hackman's and his wife's death?
No.
Yes, she had that.
She had it.
She had that.
She had it. He didn't get it, but he died because he cared for him, and once she was dead, he didn't feed himself, you know. So
that's hard to believe that Gene. I still can't quite get my mind around it that he's actually gone. You know,
I know.
He was 95 years old, though.
I know, and you know, I mean, that's what it is to be a celluloid hero, right? You live forever in a certain way, while the.
I tell you what, when he died, I watched Pop Boy Doyle again. I mean,
who was a character Hackman hated, because the guy was completely opposite of the way Gene Hackman was.
Yeah, he was. He was.
I did the same thing.
That was the beginning of the anti-hero era.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing about actors. They can play characters who are not them. They're just a character they play.
Right. Well,
they don't embody the soul of the character. They just are actors. That's what actors do.
One of my favorite characters that he played recently was in Heartbreakers. He played this guy who was the tobacco king. And he was constantly smoking and choking and stuff. It has Sigourney Weaver in it. It's pretty good.
Okay, I'd like.
Well, anything with Sigourney Weaver and it's worth watching. I mean, that's just
definitely.
Which makes me now want to watch the original Aliens again.
Doesn't it though?
Oh yeah.
Isn't she so good in that movie?
So good. Mark was like, "Isn't there a scene with her in her underwear?" There it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, but beyond that, I mean,
she's like what, 22 years old or something.
They gave her cleavage in Galaxy Quest. So.
Yeah,
but the thing, Galaxy Quest is probably one of her best roles. Oh my God.
She's up against Tom Skerritt in Alien, and
I loved her.
Casting.
I loved her in what was the Ghost? What was the name of that one with? Ghostbusters, I like Sigourney Weaver in that too. She's good in everything she does. Even if it's a crappy film, she does a cameo and it's great.
She's going to be in the Mandalorian and Guru.
Oh, that's right. She is in Mandalorian.
Well, she's also in a
Yeah.
sort of an independent film called The Ice Storm, where she basically plays my aunt for all intents and purposes. She plays my aunt. And
Now that one I have not seen.
Oh, it's an Ang Lee movie about the 70s, and it's not a real easy watch. And she does not play a real pleasant character in that movie. And she's up against Klein, or not Robert Klein. What's his? Come on, he was in The Big Chill.
Kevin Kline.
Kevin Kline. She and Kevin Kline are having an extramarital affair, and she, he's trying to be all this and that, and she's like, I already have a husband. I don't need him. Get your clothes off. Let's get this over with. I mean, it's so 1973.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire is in it, but at the end, she has this sort of, I don't know if it's a redemptive moment. It's a horribly tragic moment, and she plays it again. Any other actress could easily screw that up. She plays it just pitch perfect. It helps you have Ang Lee, who's a director, so he knows how to direct his actors. He knows how to get the right product on the screen. But again, it's a testament to her and her ability. Katharine Hepburn. Hepburn in
I hate films where you've got like the bad guy that's very one-dimensional.
Yes.
Very. I really appreciate when a film can take the evil character and give them some depth and you can have some empathy for them. And that there's a film with Angelica Houston.
Another one.
Not a particularly great film, but
Right.
for a Cinderella story, it's probably one of the best. With Drew Barrymore plays the Cinderella character. Angelica Houston plays her stepmother, and and she's mostly just, you hate her, but then there is a great scene with Drew Barrymore and Angelica Houston's character, and then you get a little glimpse into her childhood, that she was probably abused, and you have some, even though you love to hate the wicked stepmother that Cinderella had, you actually feel some empathy for her, because Angelica Houston is such a good actress that they were able to pull that scene off.
So over the last few years, we've had Sigourney Weaver, Angelica Houston. I would say Daryl Hannah, believe it or not, if you give her the right role. Of course, Meryl Streep. So who is the new modern female ingenue out there in the movies today? Who's the new girl who's tearing up the screen? Because I don't know.
Well, Sydney Sweeney.
Well, she's tearing up the screen.
With Angelica Houston, her role in Grifters was amazing. So.
Well, her role in Gardens of Stone up against James Caan, and in an almost unbearable film to watch. It's a difficult movie. But who's the modern one? What's her name? The girl who was in Devil Wears Prada 1 and 2. I like her.
Anna Kendrick.
Anne Hathaway. Yeah, she might be, but she's in her 40s now.
That's what I mean.
Who played the Barbie? Who's the actress that played Barbie?
You got
She might be.
I think Margot is very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
You think?
I think. Yeah.
Oh my God.
What about Emily Blunt? Emily Blunt gets a lot of good roles.
Emily Blunt, yes.
Itona?
Emily Blunt can do Mary Poppins, and she can do horror films. Yeah, she's good.
I like that. I mean, again, we were fortunate. We came out of a period.
Emma Stone gets a lot of roles.
Emma Stone, yep.
Where you had everyone from.
Who was the blonde in the recent Road Warrior?
God, I haven't seen that movie yet.
No, haven't seen that film. I do want to go see The Mandalorian that's coming out soon.
I haven't seen any Road Warrior films. So.
The one that was just recently done that was like an attachment. It had it was with new characters, but it was like 4 years ago.
That's hardly new.
I remember back in the 80s dressing up as a Road Warriors character, but it was a Friday night, and the less said, the better at this point. You know, I mean,
Mark, you got 10 minutes left of your show. Is there anything we need to cover before you get to the end of the hour that we've all wasted?
oh, come on. It hasn't been a waste.
Is there
Come on.
anything? I want to make sure that we've done everything we need to do to save the world.
Well,
Okay.
you
Is
know,
Nebraska is Nebraska safe? Do we all agree Nebraska?
I don't know. If the people stay in their quarantine and don't develop, see, the dangerous thing about the hantavirus is how many weeks that you can be contagious but not have any symptoms.
guys, just remember, if things go badly, the rallying point is underneath the Johnny Carson Memorial statue. That's where the secret
Charlie's
tunnel.
Theron.
Charlie's Theron. Yeah,
Charlie's.
she's
Yeah.
icy. She can. No, but yeah, the secret escape tunnel is underneath the Johnny Carson
Didn't she stop?
monument.
Who's the one that stopped working? Who's in mask that stopped working?
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh, Charlie's Angels. She's still working.
Gwyneth
The
Paltrow,
blonde-
I know.
she took a time off. Then she come back a little. She did come back, but it was
did she come
She
back?
did Shrek.
I know Jane Fonda's daughter left the business, and which is a pity because she, again, her role in Jackie Brown.
Bridget Fonda.
Yeah, Bridget Fonda. She's just like, you know what? I grew up in this.
her.
I can do my thing, and she's like, she's happy being a mom. She said, you know, she said, I like being a mom.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, good for her. You know, you don't have to be in the rat race if you don't want to be in the rat race. You know, I guess I'm fortunate. I mean, when I think about it, everyone from Betty Davis and Katharine Hepburn, all the way up to what we presently have. I mean, even Meryl Streep. I mean, and she's not a young woman anymore. She can still just bring it. And I mean, can you imagine if you've got a
Cameron
job?
Diaz.
Yeah,
Cameron Diaz. That's the one.
If
Cameron
you've got
Diaz,
a role, if you've got a role, and you know that you're going to be in a, and by the way, Meryl Streep's got 5 lines in this movie. She's just going to be in for one scene with 5 lines. You know you're going to bring everything you've got.
Yeah.
Because she's good with those 5 lines. She's going to steal the movie right from underneath you. It won't even be fair if you give her the chance to do that. Remember Judi Dench did that in Shakespeare in Love. Even though the movie is kind of a throwaway, she gets an Academy Award for being in 3 scenes with about 5 lines, 6 lines. I mean,
you want them to bring it.
Yeah,
if you can get Meryl Streep to spend one day shooting a scene in your little film, you want her there.
Right.
Bring that star power. She may have 3 minutes out of the entire film, but you want that.
Yeah, you want it. You just like James Wood.
Have that talent.
James Wood was saying the reason how he got his job in Casino, working for Scorsese, playing the greasy hustler, pimp, golf, whatever. Because he called up Scorsese's office and gave the secretary a message and said, and she's like, I don't know. So listen, I'm James Woods. Trust me on this. Here's a message. It's only 6 words. Any part, anytime, any price. And this is right when Scorsese is trying to cast Casino. And he's going, I think Woods would, but I don't know if he'll take it. And he says, no, he gets the message and he puts James Wood, and James Wood becomes a really great part of an incredible ensemble movie. You know, again, where everybody in that movie, there are no weak links in that film. You know, I mean, even that guy who plays the goof that gets fired, what's his name? You know, he's like he plays who's a movie host on TBS for a while. But he plays the Lloyd or whatever oh gosh, what am I trying to say? The one-armed bandit manager who gets fired and sort of like triggers the downfall of the whole movie. He's only in 2 scenes, but. Yeah, and then you have L.Q. Jones, who comes in playing the local sort of greasy sort of politician, saying,
Posse Comatose.
Yeah, you might want to play it our way, or else. And by the way, that's the same guy who wrote and directed The Devil's Reign, L.Q. Jones. I believe he also wrote A Boy and His Dog. So he's an interesting fella. He doesn't just limit himself to acting, and he's.
And he wrote part of The Boys and His Dog.
He wrote. I think he directed A Boy and His Dog.
Probably directed because it was written by
Yeah.
God, what's that sci-fi guy?
Ellison.
Ellison. It was written by Ellison.
Well, yeah, but someone's got to turn it into a screenplay. You know how it works and all that kind of.
Yeah, it was a short story by Ellison.
Yeah, but L.Q. Jones was the director, if memory serves, and I believe he also directed Devil's Reign, which of course had Ernest Borgnine playing the devil. William Shatner's in it for a few minutes, right? You know, he's in the early part of the movie. John Travolta is in it. Devil's Reign's got a huge cast.
Who directed The Boy and His Dog?
Yeah, what?
Okay, it was L.Q. Jones directed.
L.Q. Jones, yeah, right. That's what I was saying. He's
film, A Boy and His Dog. He also wrote the screenplay based on a novella by Harlan Ellison.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and he wrote the screen. Yeah, but that's what you do. You know, you got to have someone who adapted screenplay, whatever, blah blah blah. You know how it works. So yeah, there you go.
4 minutes, Mark. What else you got for us?
The scene in Radio Days where the house is underneath. Is it underneath the highway or is it underneath the roller coaster? I forget. God, I got to see the movie again.
Oh, it's the roller coaster, actually.
It's underneath the roller coaster. Thank you. Yeah.
What was underneath the roller coaster? What was underneath
in Radio Days? The house is underneath the roller coaster.
That was Annie. That was Annie Hall.
That was Annie Hall.
Yeah, because
getting old.
No, I don't think that was in Annie Hall. I think that was in.
I don't know. I'll have to fact check that.
I'm gonna have to watch Annie Hall now. I'm gonna have to watch them both.
Yeah, gotta watch Annie Hall.
Yeah, gotta watch them both.
We got 4 minutes. I can look it up. Hold on.
Okay. And
the whole show comes to a grinding halt.
Well,
which Woody Allen movie had a?
You know, if we were really a worthwhile podcast, we would educate our listeners more on volcanoes and scientific things. But
I mean, come on, you can
then we go down memory lane.
The movie you are thinking of is Annie Hall, 1977.
Thank you. All
by
right.
Woody Allen. The film features a scene showing a house located directly under the Thunderbolt roller coaster.
Okay.
Ding 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 ding! Mark wins the trivia.
Mark wins. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right.
In Love and Death, my favorite scene is the guy had a little piece of land. He takes it out from underneath his coat. He's trying to build on it.
Yes, my favorite Love and Death scene is where he's told by the ghost that Napoleon is going to spare his life. Do you remember the scene?
Yeah.
And he's getting taken out, and he's like real relaxed and everything. Need the final cigarette? Nah. Final meal? Nah. Don't worry about it. And then they're loading their guns up, and he's going, yeah, Napoleon sure has taken his time. He's really trying to make this dramatic, you know. Yeah, that was such a funny movie. I saw that when I was like about 13 or 14, and I was like, oh, it would like opened my eyes, you know.
Yeah.
Then Diane Keaton was doing that sort of weird dialogue, whatever, with somebody else, and he says they see him going, and say, "What happened? I got screwed." Yeah.
Yeah, well, you wasted another hour,
and it didn't happen. Yeah, we got 2 minutes left. Anybody got to cover anything in 2 minutes?
Yes.
What do you got?
The scene from Young Frankenstein where he says, "If I go in there, no matter what I say, no matter how much I cry, no matter what you hear, do not open
that door."
I was joking.
Wasn't Madeline Kahn great in that film?
Oh my God. Madeline Kahn was one of the greatest. Way too.
Can't you
and sadly, her last role was with Bill Cosby.
Yeah, we're going to go out with a Madeline Kahn, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And let's not forget that movie.
Don't touch the hair.
It had Terry Garr. It had Cloris Leachman. I mean, just all kinds.
No tongues.
No tongues.
Oh, no tongues. Yeah, no tongues. The hair.
So, what was the name of the brain that you picked up?
Abby something.
Abby
Normal.
who?
Abnormal?
Abby normal.
Abby normal somewhat.
Maybe
There we go.
normal. So you're telling me.
Oh, here we
Mark down
go.
the music.
30 seconds.
We hear the music.
It's time to go. It's time to say goodbye until we see everybody next
Join
Monday
us
night.
next week. Monday at 8.
We'll see everybody next
Live
week.
with the-
All right.
Goodbye,
Right.
313.
Goodbye.
Good night,
then.
everyone.
Good
Good night.
Good
Good
night,
night, everybody.
313. Good night. Good night.